Has Mr. Tamaki ever threatened to disrupt any of your company's work that has been outside public libraries and not targeted at children?
Start of the answer.
We have had threats that anything that
No, I didn't. That wasn't my question, Sunita. Has Brian Tamaki or Destiny Church ever threatened to disrupt, protest, petition against any of your activities that are done in adult entertainment venues and grown-up venues?
As I was saying before you interrupted, there has been threats that anything to do with my company will be.
My question was quite specific, and I'll ask it again.
Yes.
So you can hear her answering it, eh? She's giving an example of what he has done. Has Tamaki ever done this? And she's giving an example, and he won't let her answer it. He's either too stupid or too blind to hear, or too arrogant to be bothered to listen. Remember, he doesn't know who this person is, and he doesn't know why he's interviewing her. You go back and listen to it if you want to put yourself through hell, that the first 2 minutes he has to figure out that he's not talking to a representative of Willie McIntosh, right? He doesn't know why she's there. He doesn't have her story, and now he won't let her answer the question that he's asking.
Brian Tamaki and Destiny Church ever threatened to shut you down in adult venues where paying customers and adult customers can choose whether or not to see your show? So she's now said yes twice.
Yes.
Can you give me an example, please?
I would like to give you an example, but I'm afraid you might interrupt me.
No, go on.
No, but you have twice, so
go on, give me an example.
No, that's fine, Sean.
Yeah, I presume you haven't got an example of that then, Sunita, because I asked you a question.
Classic sea lining.
Yeah, and I tried answering it twice and you interrupted me.
No, I'm not interrupting you now. Go ahead, I'm asking you for an example.
No.
I'm not interrupting you now. Whilst she's talking about you interrupting her, literally talking over her, I'm not interrupting you as she's saying you've been interrupting me.
No.
But you watch the savage beast get soothed.
Absolutely. Your style of interviewing is very strange. Like, journalism is about asking a question and getting an answer. And I'm finding that you're not really allowing me to give an answer. So, yeah, I find it quite interesting. But, so I will simply say yes, because I'm not going to say anything further in the fear of being interrupted by you.
Sure. Knock yourself out.
She's won. She's won this pushback.
Got an example? No.
If there's dead air, she's won. She won that interaction without question. She won that. Absolutely. And she's got the power in this moment. It's very, very good. And even though he's still going to say, no, there's no example, she has the power in the situation, and it's fascinating. Now you watch what happens next. This is the point where she's kind to him, and you watch his demeanour change from shouting and bombastic. He's still not nice with the words he's using, but you watch his demeanour change. Got
an example? No example.
I do have examples, but I'm not going to give you any.
Then go right ahead. I'll listen respectfully.
No, I'm going to say something different to you about this. Well, not about this, actually, but I saw a post from you in regards to untruths and lies being told about you by Emily Wright. And I actually wanted to put a post on that, a comment on that post, and tell you that even though we're on opposite sides, that I really truly felt for you, because I understand what it's like to be in that position. And, you know, I mean, we are on opposite sides, but I truly feel for you, because I really understand what it's like. And I don't want people to understand what it's like to be in this position at all, but I hope in some way that you now get what it's like to be people like us as well.
Brilliant. And what Sunita is doing is what Sean Plunket claims he does. Because remember, these guys claim to give everyone a shot. These guys claim to want to defend your right to say what you want, even if we disagree with it. She's actually doing what Plunket claims that they're doing the whole time. Now, now this is the moment. I'll just take back 5 seconds till we get the end of her. This is the moment. And remember, he's just been yelling and screaming. You watch the change. It's coming now.
But I hope in some way that you now get what it's like to be people like us as well. I really do.
Sunita, the reason I ask about the question about whether or not Brian Tamaki had opposed to if you like, other areas of endeavour for your
Do you see
company
it? It's come
besides
down.
public libraries.
It's come down.
Is because I would say that in general terms, my perception of Middle New Zealand's attitude to this is that you are welcome to entertain in the way you want, to dress up as the way you want, to have an idea of sexuality or lifestyle that is what you want, and that's your business. And if adults try to do things or I don't know, want to have their kinks or whatever, live their lives, most New Zealanders, I think, are really cool with that. The problem with the issue of gay story times in public libraries is...
They're not gay story times.
Or whatever it is, anti-bullying story times, rainbow story times.
Yeah, the last thing you want, Chewy, is anti-bullying story times in the library, for fuck's sake.
Whatever you want to call it, is that a whole lot of New Zealanders think that it's not appropriate for kids and it's not appropriate in municipal facilities, right?
I would love to invite you to one, just so you can see exactly what we do. I mean, particularly us. I
don't think it's the job of a library to facilitate what you do, and I'm sure it's done with the best of intentions.
That's the end of it. I pulled out of that earlier because I don't feel the need to give the platform. It goes into an advertising thing at the end. Mm-hmm. Now, Chewy, first you've heard it. Isn't that interesting? You take over, sir.
Yeah, like Frothy said, Jesus fuck, he just changed. Absolutely. And
really interesting.
I think there's some classic Sean Plunket in there, which is just berating a female guest.
Yep.
That is bread and butter for him. And we've covered it pretty much constantly for the last year at least. That badgering, aggressive tone. And I think what we saw there is how to combat it. He wants you on his show for content. He wants to throw you to his wolves and have you torn apart on the edge of his intellect, his judgment. If you don't give it to him, then he's got nothing.
Yeah. He
can either crash the interview and hang up on you, or have what every broadcaster fears.
Dead air.
Big long silences.
Dead air. She had all the she had all the power in that moment. She had all the power. A female had all the power, and that on some level will grate him, but it also seemed to be he came down, you know, if he went from 0 to 100, he was back down to at least, let's say, 60. You know? Yep. Really interesting.
And I think here, I'm going to highlight a couple of comments from the chat here from Cliff. I think he's nailed it. Sean can play it straight or be a dick. He can turn it off and on like a switch if you've ever heard him. Absolutely. There is authentic Sean and there is performer Sean. And both of them might be assholes. But it is a question of how far he's willing to turn it up. He's not a psycho. He is just an oaf. He can be very dumb when he wants.